Worst possible colonoscopy scenario. I don't think this can be topped. So this didn't happen to me, but to a close friend of my wife, and I genuinely don't think I've ever heard a more perfectly terrible chain of events. She had a colonoscopy scheduled, which is already not exactly something you look forward to. To make it slightly worse, she already knew ahead of time that the doctor performing it was someone she knew from high school. Awkward, but manageable, right? Nope. That was just the beginning. On the day of the procedure, she's walking into the clinic and runs into an old college boyfriend, who is there with his wife. And she is also there for a colonoscopy. So now it's her old boyfriend, his wife, and a doctor from her high school all in the same place, for the same reason. Still survivable. Until they take her back. Turns out the recovery procedure area has semi-private rooms separated only by curtains. And wouldn't you know it, her ex and his wife are placed literally right next to her. At this point, there is basically zero privacy. You can hear everything. Now here's the part I didn't know before. During colonoscopies they use air, and apparently that can lead to very loud, uncontrollable farting during the procedure. And according to her, she was not just a little noisy. She said it was next level, echoing, impossible to ignore levels of flatulence. Like, not subtle, not occasional, just an ongoing situation that absolutely could not be mistaken for anything else. And all of this is happening while being examined by someone she knew in high school, with her college ex and his wife right on the other side of a thin curtain. She said there was no question they could hear everything. Fast forward to afterward, they all end up crossing paths again in the lobby. Nobody directly says anything, of course, but there's that unmistakable we all know what just happened energy. And barely contained laughter. She said it was one of those moments where you just want to move to another state and start over. Anyway, I feel like this is about as close as you can get to a perfect storm of embarrassment. 1. Nothing to be embarrassed about. It's a medical procedure. Everyone who has a colonoscopy has to pass the air. 2. My wife's colonoscopy was performed by none other than my stepmother, aka my wife's mother-in-law. My wife was still loopy afterwards and she kept asking my stepmother, "Did you see my ass? Did you see my ass? I shaved it for you." Of course my stepmother is a professional, but yeah, we all pretend this never happened around the holidays. Lol. 3. Not sure where y'all having your procedures done, but I had one and one. I was put under for the procedure. 2. In recovery I heard no farting and I certainly did not have to fart to leave. 4. No sweat. I get scoped in the hospital where I worked 25 years. They seem to enjoy breaking my balls when I'm there. 5. Here's some tidbits in getting the colonoscopy guys. 1. They don't use air, room air, they use CO2. Why? BC it gets absorbed by the body, real quick, so you won't be farting as much or feel bloated. If we do use air, you better be farting it out. BC you gonna be in a world of bloated pain. 2. Your docs, nurses, and anesthesia do this every day. We see naked people on a regular basis. We see a lot of buttholes. We are completely unfazed by it. We want you to fart, it is an expectation. Do not feel embarrassed. ABT it. Rip that big one, break the sound barrier. 3. We also see a lot of sad stuff, like literal lives being turned 180 stuff. 4. Most common anesthesia agent they give is propofol. You get the drug, you get zonked out, we stop giving it, you wake up real quickly. This is given by 4 and strictly 4-5. There isn't a lot of poop, just poop juice, as in residual prep fluid mixed with colon stuff. 6. Know someone that did her colonoscopy? Are they gossiping? ABT you doing it? Well then, congrats, they just violated HIPAA. Grosses out yet?